It is almost 7 o'clock on a Wednesday. Great to have you here on KCMO Talk Radio. Let's do it.
It's time for the 6 at 6 on 95.7 KCMO Talk Radio. Number 1.
Well, we'll start with a story that we broke yesterday on our social media and Keatsman had on KCMO, and that is the fact that Governor Mike Kehoe of Missouri will be in North Kansas City coming up this Friday to sign a bill that is intended to give Clay County the ability to create a sports commission like what Jackson County has. So he will be here for the signing, 4 p.m. It will be at Chapel's Restaurant right there on Armour Road in North Kansas City. And that, to me, is a clear sign that Mike Kehoe wants to see the Kansas City Royals look at the Northland, look at Clay County. He could sign this on his desk in Jeff City. He's not doing that. So to me, he's trying to send a message and maybe working even more so behind the scenes to get the Royals up to the Northland.
Number 2.
Well, speaking of the Royals, suddenly they're hot again. Whoa, what's going on here? The Royals with a walk-off win last night at the K, 4-3 over the Pirates. They have won 3 in a row in 5 of their last 6. They are still 3 games under 500, but they're technically in second place in what appears to be a terrible American League Central outside of the Detroit Tigers, or at least a very mediocre American League Central. So last night, the Royals get the 4-3 win. Nick Lofton hit a go-ahead 2-run homer in the 7th and then won it in the 9th with a 1-out RBI single. Mark's man, Jack Caglione, the rookie, hit a 421-foot home run leading off the second inning. That was his first extra base hit in 14 games at the K. You feeling good there, Mark? I see you got your Royals gear on today.
I know. I'm feeling good. It was the first 420-foot line drive home run I've ever seen.
Yeah?
It was kind of fun, though.
Yeah.
Made it look effortless.
Do you still have your Royals to the Northland T-shirt from a couple of years back?
Oh, man. I have it somewhere. I'd have to find it.
I may want to borrow that.
Okay.
I'm going to the game on Saturday when they're playing the Mets. And I got the tickets from a friend who has pretty good seats. It might result in me being on TV, so I want to wear that shirt, Mark, and potentially flash that all over the television.
I think that would be good.
All right. Well, you see if you can dig up that T-shirt for me this week, all right? You got a couple of days before the weekend. I mean, I could wear my Mets shirt, but, I don't know if that's a great look, so I'll have to see. But as what my buddy told me, he said, as long as Claire, my oldest, is rooting for the Royals, then that's all that matters. He's like, I don't care about you and who you root for, but as long as she's rooting for the Royals, I'll give you the tickets. I said, deal. That's fine with me. Let's keep it rolling with the 6 at 6.
Number 3.
Next up, we'll keep it on the sports front, and let's go to this story. Gary Pinkel, former Missouri football coach, arrested for driving while intoxicated. A DWI for Gary Pinkel, who now is 73 years old. He was arrested in Camden County at 11:46 p.m., and the arrest says he was brought to the Camden County Jail, where he was released, accused of a single count of DWI, according to the report, and charges have not yet appeared on CaseNet. So this is not, unfortunately, something new for Gary Pinkel. He was previously arrested for a DWI and pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor in 2011 in Boone County. At that time, he was sentenced to 2 years of probation and completed the sentence. He, of course, was the head coach of the Tigers for 15 years, 2001 to 2015. So not a good look for Gary Pinkel, who still is here in the Missouri area, getting a DWI. Next up in the 6 at 6.
Number 4.
Let's go out to Lee's Summit. They have approved a $48 million youth sports facility. Of course, incentives are involved. Groundbreaking anticipated for this fall. Completion expected by next fall of 2026. View High Sports and Entertainment will be one of the largest indoor youth sporting, training, and tournament venues in Missouri. It will include 180,000 square feet of indoor facility featuring an indoor FIFA regulation-sized soccer field, 8 basketball courts, and a 7,500 square foot athletic training center and more. So that's a big-time project happening out there in Lee's Summit, and it will start this fall and end next fall.
Number 5.
In our 6 at 6, this happened in the overnight. A partial collapse of a parking garage has led to closures of a downtown Kansas City street. Kansas City Fire Department was called to 12th and Wyandotte after parts of the brick facade of a parking garage fell from the building to the sidewalk and was all over the street. It came after a call to the area just before 8:30 p.m. last night. KCFD said a drone was used to get aerial view of the structure and provide an interior search, which a spokesperson said came back all clear. Wyandotte was closed from 12th Street to 13th Street throughout the night, according to the Kansas City Fire Department, and that is still being investigated as of this morning. So that's what's happening on that front right now. And last but certainly not least,
Number 6.
in Olathe, this from Channel 41, they have voted to increase their hotel tax rate from 6 to 9%. And this comes as the city prepares for an influx of visitors in 2026 for the World Cup. So this is always how this works with government. They love to raise taxes, and they say, don't worry, the residents aren't going to pay for it. And in this case, I understand why they're right. No one who lives in Olathe is going to pay for a hotel tax. Now, your family might if they come to visit and they don't have a place to stay, or you just don't want them to stay in your home. But I get it. The Olathe residents are not going to pay the 50% hike in hotel taxes in Olathe. But the bigger problem is this. You still have, it's not like Olathe is going to say, hey, you know what? We're going to try to cut where we can cut to save the Olathe resident money. No, we're just going to try to get our hands on as much money as we possibly can by raising the hotel tax. And that's exactly what they're doing here. They say it will generate another $900,000 per year, bringing total annual revenue from these taxes to approximately $2.7 million. So I guess congratulations to Olathe, but it doesn't solve the bigger problem, and that is the fact that all these cities are trying to get their grubby hands on every single dollar that they can. There is your 6 at 6 on KCMO Talk Radio.